Now, Tommy Cooper, Dave Allen, Frankie Howard, Ronnie Barker, Les Dawson, apart from being hilarious comedians, what have they got in common? Well, my next guest has written scripts for all of them and countless other top-class funnymen. He's here to unite us with his Radio 4 style of comedy. It's... I'm sorry, I haven't got a clue. No, really, a little bit of a joke there. It's Barry Cryer.
Got it wrong.
He makes his lines a little brighter when he holds into view. It's the old town crier. I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. Barry Cryer.
Oh, I've done it again, sorry.
He never changed it.
A startling entry there.
Chickens.
But of course, music, you're no stranger to music.
I'm not, Esther, I'm not, no.
You had a #1 in Finland, didn't you?
I was #1 in Finland for 3 weeks, yes.
And what was that with?
That was the Purple People Eater, which was written by a man. This is a long story, but I promise you, very boring. A man called Sheb Woolley, who was one of the baddies in High Noon, who was going to kill Gary Cooper. My son-in-law's called Gary Cooper. Isn't that interesting? And Sheb Woolley wrote the Purple People Eater.
This man writes comedy.
I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? He wrote this song, Purple People Eater, which sold 2 million or whatever in America, and due to contractual reasons, his record wasn't issued in Scandinavia, and my little cover version was, and I was #1 in Finland for 3 weeks. And they gave away a car with each record.
that had nothing to do with it, nothing to do with it at all.
Little sales gimmick, that's all.
Who are you writing for at the moment?
Who am I writing? Douglas Hurd. It makes me laugh. Tim was saying that you do comedy at school to avoid being bullied and beaten up, don't you? I broke the golden rule. I did comedy and I was beaten up at school.
Still are big.
No, I'm writing for Russ Abbott at the moment. We're doing 12 shows this year for the BBC, and we're gearing up and getting the stuff ready for 12 shows.
Listen, if you were writing for Matthew and you're writing for Tim, would you, it might seem a naive question, but would you write in a different style, or could you take the same gag and just adapt it?
It's a very naive question.
I felt for that one, didn't I?
So you always the same gag, isn't it?
Yes, recycled. No, you're like a tailor making suits, really.
Yeah.
Writing for Matthew, you'd take my joke, which has been a great friend of mine for many years, and
do you perform to the left or to the right, sir?
Yes, indeed, indeed, something of that order.
Who has been your...
And what a great pleasure it was to meet Status Quo, by the way.
Who has been your all-time favourite to write for?
Oh, dear. That's very difficult. It's not like a sprint where somebody gets over the tape first. I've been very...
Go on, name the name.
Go on, name it. Yeah.
Well, two obvious names, Tommy Cooper and Eric Morecambe. Tommy Cooper was the scriptwriter's despair because he could just stand there and people laughed. And I had time for a very quick story.
Yes,
the first time I ever wrote
minutes.
for Tommy Cooper, I noticed he repeated everything. He said, good evening, good evening. And I wrote what we call the monologue, the bit that he did at the beginning of the show, just telling jokes to the camera. And I wrote, good evening, comma, good evening, full stop. I thought that's very professional, very clever. Tommy says everything twice. And we sat round the table, as you do, and we read the script, and Tommy got this bit of paper. He said, good evening, good evening, what's this? I said, well, he said, you put it twice. I said, well, you say it twice. He said, I'll say it. He said, you write it once, I'll say it twice. He said, you get the best of the bargain.
Is there anybody you would really have loved to have written for?
Tony Hancock.
Why?
Well, I mean, anybody would want to have written for Tony Hancock.
Another naive question I can tick off the list.
But, you can be so cruel, Barry.
No, I didn't. No. I only hurt Judy when she wants me. No, Eric Idle and I were talking about writing a series for Tony when he came back from Australia. And
it's Tony now, is it?
Tony now. And that didn't happen, obviously. But yes, Tony Hancock I would like to have written for.
And of course you write for yourself and perform.
And I hate the material. Yes, I mean, I turned most of it down.
But after dinner speeches...
He's the best in the country, just in case. He's
not so good in the town, but the best in the country. Yeah.
What about after dinner speeches? I envy people so much who can stand up and do
the main quality is insensitivity.
Is it?
Yes.
What do you do?
Well, you stand up and start.
Yes.
And you talk, and if they laugh, you stop, and
I see.
then they stop laughing and you start talking again.
Now, the thing I do love you two together in is, I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. Now, that is all thinking on the feet. Is anything prepared there? Or?
Well, we're sitting down when we do it.
Yes.
We basically know what the games are going to be, but it's just sheer panic. I mean, it really is a panic, isn't it?
Yes.
We set off and think, please, God, let us be funny. And the main thing is we're not trying to score off each other. We're just trying to keep the balls
That's
in
right.
the air.
Bill Oddie did it once, didn't he?
He did. He threw up before the programme and afterwards and decided John Cleese was the same, didn't he?
During, as I remember.
Very
You
good.
can see what adrenaline looks like when you do it.
Can we have a go at... I'm pushing my shoulder pad.
What are you doing?
I'm pushing,
Are you
pushing my
adjusting the
shoulder
pad
pad.
there?
Could we... Let's bring Simon Fanshawe in. Why
Right.
not?
Why
Oh,
not?
shuffle up, boys.
Right, now,
together
come
with
on.
you now.
Oh,
Can we have a go at a game?
Very old chap.
Put it down,
We've
it'll
got
help
a
your back,
minute.
dear.
We've got a minute to have a go at a game.
I'm Simon Fanshaw's au pair. Did you know that?
I'm sorry I haven't
He's
a clue.
blonde and big in Sweden, aren't you?
Give us a game.
Finland.
Finland,
Give us a
I'm
game,
sorry.
will you?
What?
Mornington Crescent, that's a good one.
Oh, that's naming tube stations.
Well, we know the game. Get on with it.
No,
Yes.
maybe the ladies and gentlemen here don't
What
know
order
the
should we
game.
play in, Barry?
You have to name tube stations, and the winning throw is... and
London
streets. And streets as well. Thank you, Tim, for that refinement.
Just London.
Crescent
Somebody's
is
just
the winning.
shouted to me, will you tell him to get on with it?
Will you
yes.
tell him to get on with
Yes.
it? Who was who shouted?
We
The
can go
director,
home.
come on.
We don't need to do anything.
Right, what? Should we go
You
along?
do it between you and then...
Well, shall I-
You hasn't
shall I start?
You start.
I don't know.
Yes.
So, all right, Camden Town.
Great Goose Street.
Is Gooch Street great?
Oh, come on.
Sorry.
Plays
a
or
bit
don't,
frivolous,
you know what I
aren't
mean?
Yeah, Marble Arch.
Warren Street.
The Angel Islington.
Didn't know you were playing.
Oh!
That's okay.
She's the joker.
Well, that was a startling game.
Oh,
Ladies
sorry.
and gentlemen,
No, sorry.
please welcome our guest today. Thank you very much indeed. That was it. You took so long, didn't you?
Oh, Simon fan. Simon fan.
I'll tell you what. St Pancras. That game was a tough act to follow, wasn't it? We were rats.
Go on,
Rats.
follow it.
Right.
Anyway,
Go on, Simon, you can do it. Gay Fanny, go on, you can do it.
Tell us what's on the programme
I was
tomorrow.
going to say I was sort of sorry to have missed out on all the fun and games, but having watched that,
There
I'm not
wasn't
so
any.
sure. No, what's on tomorrow?
I don't know, but I think our barbershop quartet will know better than we do.
Oh.
Could we have...
So now here's your cue. Tomorrow's due. On scene today, Lou Dalgatia's band, Riverboats Grand. On scene today. And every Friday, Wilbur Spencer Friday.